Facebook might be one of the most garbage platforms I had ever used before Twitter.
We are live from my backyard.
And in 2026, if you're a boomer or from Southeast Asia, you might have seen this ad. Or this one. Or this. Or any number of these ridiculous AI-generated trash ads.
What the hell?
They show so many different games, it's almost impossible to tell what the actual game you're gonna download is. Oh, I didn't know they did a Fate collab with Zenless Zone Zero? I think I'll download it right now. And wow, Arknights Endfield? Wait, this ad's gotta be the most shameless AI crap so far. Oh wait, that's Honkai Star Rail's collab. Advertising on Facebook is cheap, and any trash can be pushed on the platform. The game this time is one called Holy Grail Returns. No, wait, it's called Holy Grail Duel? Wait, no, it's Servant War or Grand Legend. Yes, all 4 of these are actually the same exact game, just under different names. The game is the same no matter which you play apparently, just different based on the region. It also seems the company is from Guangzhou in China, judging by the name of 2 of the companies, but I'd like to focus on Holy Grail Returns, which has a company name in Arabic, supposedly translating to Know It Well. This version of the game has a really interesting backstory that blew my mind with how much of a rabbit hole it was. Although the Fate Knockoff game released this year in May, the app has actually been around since 2017. How is that possible? Well, apparently it was released 9 years ago as an app of verses from the Quran, made to honor a woman's deceased husband. Yeah. 9 years of balance patches and additions to these verses has now led to this. It was a total of 6 megabytes in version 2.2.1, and now in 2026, it's a trashy bootlegged Fate game clocking in at 1.9 gigabytes. Supposedly, some bootleg apps will do this so they can upload their games but have them a bit more under the radar, not having a brand new release, and potentially skip some fees. Also, interestingly, you can actually find the owner's name, phone number, and address in Yemen when downloading the app. Alright, well, let's just click their website and see what... Oh, yeah, apparently it leads to some scam gambling website that can be traced back to 20 different scam sites, so that's neat. It goes without saying that this entire thing seems a bit suspicious. No way the owners of FGO would ever want to put in effort into making another Fate game, so this has to be a scam. Frankly, this online casino might actually end up being more fun than Fate Grand Order or this bootleg game. Well, knowing this, I decided I wanted to play it, but obviously it could be a fire. So I wanted to protect myself since it has just about every red flag in the book. Fortunately, I paid $100,000 for a coding degree in college I've never used and learned how to set up a virtual machine. However, I didn't realize that running an emulator inside one is like putting a virtual machine inside another virtual machine, and you know what they say about wearing 2 condoms at the same time? Basically, it ran like total trash and would crash my computer. But it eventually turns out that was the least of my issues. So I said, screw it, I'll bite the bullet, and I'll just straight up run it on my own computer. That's a really smart idea, right? Well, apparently this game is really secretive if you live in the US. Not only do you need an emulator and a VPN, but if your emulator has ever been touched by an American IP address, the game is now bricked. So I made a brand new instance with a VPN to New Zealand Kiwiland and downloaded the APK onto BlueStacks. By the way, somehow the emulator looks more like a virus nowadays than the damn game. I mean, what is all this? Ads on the side? Opens on their special shop? Play to win? Get Prime? Frankly, that guy in Yemen feels more trustworthy at this point. I don't know what happened to emulators, but they've gone off the deep end. There goes my future sponsors. But I soldiered through and finally got the game working. And well, just look. The loading screen spam plays a bunch of Fate anime opening cinematics with Fate Grand Order commercial videos with the song Brave Shine playing the entire time. So surely the actual game had to have this level of quality, right? I get a selection of what server I want to join on, all named after Fate Grand Order servants, and I chose Mecha Elichan, and boom, we're in. Oh my god. This level of quality. These cinematics, they're pure cinema. Oh, wait, they're all stolen from a fake Grand Order OVA. Oh boy. I see exactly what kind of game this is. Let's analyze the first gameplay screen. We have no options to fight, it's all on auto. We have 2 characters ripped straight out of fake Grand Order on our side, and we fight random Roman soldiers in the middle of burning Tokyo. It's peak, I'm afraid. I'm gonna tell my kids this game is fake Grand Order 2. This game is probably completely vibe coded with AI, and if someone tells you they don't want a 40,000 acre data center built in Utah, just show them this game. They'll understand. After clearing some tutorial, I finally have earned the right to choose a name. But if I'm gonna play a gambling gacha, I'm gonna let God decide. I hit the random button and I got the name Sensual Ken 63, which might have been the peak of my luck in any gacha so far. Speaking of names, this game's version of Saber is named Artoria. If you're a nerd loser like me, you'll know that there have been players debating the name of female King Arthur from Fate for years. The official writer of Fate, Nasu, named her Altria, which pissed off fans since they were using the name Artoria in fan translations for years, and she was actually named Altria in Fate Grand Order. This means this knockoff bootleg version of a Fate game is actually more accurate to actual Latin than Nasu himself. This means this Fate game is now factually better than Fate Grand Order. Honestly, I only added this to potentially piss some nerds off in the comments. Anyways, finally, after beating a few tutorial fights, we're finally greeted to the long-awaited lobby. Oh. I mean top-up screen, woo, yeah! Finally, I can show my devotion as a real Fate fan and spend money before even entering the lobby. They have the basic pack for poor people, the valued pack for people with jobs, and the luxury pack for real fans. Thankfully, they also have a VIP system, so spending money gets you even more ahead of peasants and mongrels who don't know their place. The game is so generous, we even have this beautiful scrolling text at the top of the screen to globally inform us every time anyone pulls something, just in case we forgot we can purchase things at any time. Now when I spend money, I can have the name Sensual Ken 63 shown to the pores. After doing my beginning pulls, and also inspecting the models a bit, they're mostly just ripped from the Fate arcade game, but they actually have a good selection of characters, which was nice. Most of the art used for loading screens or banners is all AI garbage, and I mean genuinely terrible looking AI pictures, barely changing them from official art, but making them worse. The game's also, unsurprisingly, way more generous than Fate Grand Order, but then again, any Vegas casino also is. Fortunately, I got one of my favorite characters, Ishtar, and a bunch of other SSRs, so I was off to the races. Now before we continue, there's something I have to address. This game might have, by far, literally the worst sound design of any game I have ever played. This game is actually better than I expected. It only plays songs from the most recent anime Fate Strange Fake, and 2 of the 3 songs they play are the 2 opening songs with vocals. That means you're constantly hearing the first part of an opening and never the drop. The audio is also so distorted and crunchy that DMCA can't even detect it as a copyright song. The sounds were probably recorded using a phone next to a Fate arcade machine to get their voice lines for their attacks. But what's weird is you can just find a YouTube video of the opening songs in perfect quality. So why does everything sound like garbage? And what's even worse is when you put the game at 3x speed, the voice lines all speed up and become even more distorted. Listen to Berserker's ult. It sounds like shit. Wait, listen to Berserker ult. Like literal poop from a public bathroom. Frankly, the sound is so bad, it actually added to the game for me because it was fun hearing all the ridiculous cacophony of noises. However, it's not all just fun and games, because let's talk about the deep gameplay strategy. So you place 6 units and you wait to see if you've won. If you win, you go to the next stage. If you lose, you bust out the wallet. There isn't really a ton of other content than every fight being this. Either you have enough team power and the right units to win, or you don't. You start to realize fairly quickly when you go to PvP, and that the only way you're gonna climb any higher is needing to spend at least hundreds of dollars. There really isn't too much more to say about the game. I could talk about its various systems, but they all boil down to you just play the game, and you get a currency, and it can be used to upgrade your team's power number. A majority of the game is just going through pages of random rewards, clicking on red dots to collect a currency, and then use it to upgrade something in another tab. It's like if the gameplay was an Excel spreadsheet. At a certain point, the only way to make your character's level higher is obtaining dupes, so better pay up, piggy. However, they did have this one fun minigame where you roll dice on a board and pick up items as you go along. You can invade other players' boards to try and steal their stuff, and I robbed some BB No Money fan blind, which was a good time. Made me think of Monopoly Go, where you can invade someone's 90-year-old grandmother's Facebook-connected town and raise their city to the ground to steal their cash. This style of game is a dime a dozen. Just an AFK idle game. The model's been done so many times. Honestly, this style of game isn't that bad. It can be a fun side game, but how many laws do you have to break to come up with this crap? It's an obvious cash grab trying to go under the radar and bleed some unaware people dry before skipping town. But then, why is it actually one of the best Fate games we have in 2026? Why does the Fate IP barely release anything? The Fate IP really has so few games out that I'm even trying this garbage. And the worst part, I'd rather play this in 2026 than an officially licensed game under the Fate IP. I played Fate Grand Order for 2 years religiously playing, progressing, saving up my currency as it was my favorite gacha. Only after quitting did I realize how bad that game was compared to other potential mobile games, and the only thing it had going for it was the Fate IP, which it leeches off of. The Fate IP has made billions of dollars by and large due to Fate Grand Order, and fans of the series are genuinely so desperate for anything new, I could see this game making a profit. Maybe someday we'll get a super high quality premium Fate game that will change the entire landscape, but with how set in their ways Japan can be, I doubt it. But really, don't actually play this garbage. Go learn a new language, go to the gym, study for a degree. Frankly, anything but play this trash like me. I play these kusoge, so you don't have to. Thanks a bunch for watching this video, subscribe for more, and I hope to see you next time.